welcome to Film in Valleywood. My name is Manny, and I'm here with Young Man Kang, a filmmaker from Korea who is now living in California. He's going to tell us a little bit about his career and his project here in the Rio Grande Valley. I'm excited for this interview. Welcome, Mr. Jung.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
So, start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, your history, where you come from, and then we'll go from there.
When I finished art school in Korea, then I moved to New York City to study filmmaking. And then after filmmaking study, I moved to Los Angeles.
Okay.
So it's like 2000, I made the first feature film. And then I made a few of them. And then after that, about 10 or 15 years, I do some traditional filmmaking. And since 2015, I kind of changed from traditional filmmaking to web content.
Tell us how you got started in filmmaking.
I was in the school like art study. Then, art relate to the filmmaking, especially filmmaking has like total art. So I really want to do like art. And then I slowly become an interest in filmmaking. And also I like the storytelling as well. So I thought the filmmaking is perfect for me to storytelling, to put like art medium.
You did say that filmmaking was sort of like storytelling.
Yeah.
In what aspects was it story, or is it like storytelling? And tell us a little bit about that.
When we watch movies, right, the reason we love movies because of story, because the story, how much our lives relate to that story, and also through that story, we kind of the audience and also the filmmaker, we kind of like a give and take with the like a communication through the media. That's why I love about the filmmaking. Yeah.
What are some of the first projects that you actually worked in as an independent filmmaker?
I was in the 2000 in Los Angeles. I was like struggling. I couldn't find investors. Also, I couldn't find a producer. So I decided, why don't I make my own feature film? So I made my first feature film, very low budget. Eventually, that budget became a Guinness World Record. So I received the certificate because of very little the budget. That film opened a movie theater in Los Angeles, in New York City. So that one like kind of remarkable for my challenge, become a filmmaker.
You have a history with the Rio Grande Valley. You've been here before. Tell us about that experience in the Rio Grande Valley back when you came over to the Rio Grande Valley, and what was it that first captivated you about the Rio Grande Valley?
2003, that was my third feature film, 35 film, and even still at the time showing the movies at the theater, like projector. So I have a big 335 print can, and then I'm showing around like few theaters with the like shipping, right, delivery stuff. And one of my friends I met in Los Angeles, actually his name is Luis, and he live in this area, like the valley. Then he suggests me, why don't you come over? There is a movie theater in Mission, so Bodo Theater. I think still the Bodo Theater is there, right?
Yes.
So I talked to the theater owner, then he said yes. So I decided, like drove down from Los Angeles to the Mission, because 35 print is really difficult to carry through, airline or. So also I really want to get some experience how this Texas so wide and big through my driving. Of course, at that time I was much younger. So I decided, then I drove down like 2 days. So one night I spent hotel in the El Paso. So I love that memory because I never forget about how I really drove this state of Texas,
Mhm.
and I arrived here. Then showing my movies like few days,
Mhm.
and met audience, local people. They are very welcome to me, and yeah, I really remember. Like it's a good memory.
How was the reception of that
Hmm.
movie? How was it
Hmm.
received here in the Rio Grande Valley?
Uh-huh.
Because I know in different places you may
Yeah.
get a response
Uh-huh.
here,
Uh-huh.
but a different response in another location. Do you
Uh-huh.
remember the response of that movie?
We have a lot of following that movie. Actually, in Hawaii was a number one box office for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because in Hawaii, a lot of the Asian community,
Mhm.
also the movie about the Asian girls, like the massage girls. So a little bit like controversial.
Mhm.
That's why a lot of huge following those Asian like female actresses.
Mhm.
There's a lot of young guy. They go to watch a movie. Even like some guy watch 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
In the Hawaii was a big hit,
Yes.
and in Los Angeles was okay because
Mhm.
we did a lot of
Promoting.
like a tour, like promotion. We put a lot of posters, like every all the restaurant and all the shops, and here is a completely different city.
Yes.
So even like a poster, the title was like the soap girl, and then the theater owner he told me he suggests maybe put some like Spanish title.
Yes.
So I still remember Spanish title like Masajitas, something like that in the
Okay.
Spanish. So even I put the those title. Some people showing, and yeah, also they are very interesting. Kind of like
Yes.
the project a little different style.
Yes.
Also, the filmmaker director actually eventually attending right screening and meet the audience and like Q&A after screening. We kind of like few ask questions, answer, meet individual like audience. Yeah, there was a that's why very special the memory. Those
Yes.
things like very memorable. Yes.
We all often
Mm-hmm.
see the kind of the glitz and glamour
Yeah.
of film,
Right.
right? We see
Mm-hmm.
the award shows and we
Yeah.
see all these things,
Mm-hmm.
but we kind of also fail to realize
Yeah.
that it's hard work.
Right.
Can you tell us about this part that we don't see
Mm-hmm.
on TV or on in the movies? Tell us about what it takes to make a film.
The filmmaking is like journey of the life. Is very difficult. Also like a process of art, and especially filmmaking was you have to dealing with so many things like from the concept storytelling to each small individual element, right? You have to study know about cinematography. Also you need to know how to like set the production design.
Mhm.
Also of course you have to know how to write the story,
Mhm.
and then even music, even the editing, like so many like department. You especially if you want to be a director, you gotta study.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there's so many. That's the so many challenge.
Mhm.
Also, like when you do the filmmaking, actually on the set,
Mhm.
you face all different like situations, right?
Yes.
Sometimes like weather condition, or something like the location problem, or the time consuming.
Mhm.
Sometimes dealing with the money, like short of money, and sometimes like a little bit like struggle with personal connections,
Yes.
dealing with the actor actress. Like you are like kind of like captain on the
Yes.
huge ship,
Sure.
giant ship, and then how you are, control all the ship, you know, go to the like a right way. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what are some of the things that you've seen? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know that some of these projects have taken you around the world.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things you've seen as a filmmaker
Uh-huh.
in these parts of the world? Some of the
Uh-huh.
the things where you might say, "Wow, I didn't know this was
Right.
happening, or
Right.
this is going on here."
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So far, I made 18 episode. So which means like 18 different cities,
Mhm.
2 or 3 in Asia, like Seoul and Japan, and also several episodes in the Europe, Rome and Germany, also the Istanbul, and yeah, those cities. Then also few episodes in South America, like Brazil. Total, I made 2 episodes. One episode is called Prayer Lima, and the other one Prayer Cusco.
Okay.
I was up there, Machu Picchu.
Wow.
I mean, those are like amazing. So I have to come up with not only traveling, I have to mixed with the storytelling.
Yes.
Also has to like faith, right?
Mhm.
The religious element with the prayer.
Yes.
So those are challenges that I have to develop. Each time I really, need a good co-producer from local,
Yes.
because a local co-producer, he knows well around this area. So
Mhm.
that way I can make the better and the smooth like filmmaking,
Yes.
because it's so different city, different people. I mean, each city is a big difference.
Yes.
That makes me challenge, but at the same time very fascinating, and then very get into this project.
You spoke a little bit about
Hmm.
prayer
Yeah.
in prayer international cities
Uh-huh.
or series. Sorry.
Hmm.
Um, what brings you to the Rio Grande Valley
Hmm.
again? And is it part of this series
Hmm.
that brings you here? And
Uh-huh.
what do you want people to get out of this episode that you're filming here in the Rio Grande Valley?
Yeah, I've been doing like 18 episodes already, right? And then I also keep looking, like try to find a local co-producer. Then I was thinking like, oh, maybe a long time ago, 25 years ago, right? So where's my friends, the Louis, right? We kind of lost the contact because
Yes.
he's busy, he's on project. Also, I'm busy, also I'm on
Yes.
project. Eventually, I found him through social media. Then we reconnected. Then I contact him and suggest, hey, like showing right what I'm doing so far. Then maybe why don't we make one episode here?
Mhm.
That might be great, especially on the border, and then
Yes.
two cultures, like Mexico and the U.S., and that might be very interesting. So yeah, I really want to do one episode here, and all other 18 episodes uh, with the title, the city name. But
Yes.
this one is different. This one is not a city name. It's a prayer on the border. So
Yes.
the border is very significant, the location. So that's why I love about this location and choose this episode. Yeah.
Mhm. What has been the
Hmm.
other 18 episodes?
Uh-huh.
What has been the response so far of the audiences that have seen it?
Hmm.
What are you hearing from people?
Whenever I finish each episode, I right away actually I upload the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
Then also at the same time, also I send out all international film festival,
Okay.
and then we receive a lot of awards so far. Also, we I read some comments the YouTube channel, and then some festival I attending. After screening, I met the audience, and yeah, most of people audience like they are very exciting because all different the cities, different culture. Also, I really focus on the each city landmark,
Yes.
something very significant, especially like the beautiful church, or some maybe architecture has some history or some nice story, those kind of thing. Like I want to bring that up, so audience watch and then they kind of also learning like different culture, like different background.
Mhm.
That makes this project very special.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And one last question
Mm-hmm.
before we go today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is one advice or a
Mm-hmm.
piece of advice that you would give someone who is wanting to become an independent filmmaker? I know sometimes independent filmmakers are kind of, uh, or aspiring independent
Sure.
filmmakers are kind of, hesitant about making that plunge.
Right.
What would you say about that? What is one advice?
Mm. I get that a lot, this question. because I do a lot of times doing like panel, like a tour at a festival, also at the school, and then I speak to mostly like filmmakers and also like inspire right the filmmakers, and then yeah, everybody like how can I start it, and then um, a lot of people like I see they're waiting for like big money, also waiting for big production company, and waiting for like big producers, and it takes like the waiting is very consume your energy. It's going to be eventually kill your artistic, all the energy is out. So my suggestion is like uh, why don't you make something even though like small or like very short, you know, doesn't matter, like you want to make something with the story, right? Even like your personal story, even your family, or anything, like you want to say something through your knowledge or your skill with the filmmaking, then just to do it. Like don't wait, just create something. Then after you make something, then you learn something, you learn a lot. I mean, the best way filmmaking, like learning, is not a school. Now you're like study yourself. Of course, not like waiting time. You know what I mean? The best time to learning filmmaking actually on the set. Actually, you are doing the making. Through that mistake, actually, you are learning. I mean, mistake actually good tool for learning. So after finish your first project, then you will also enter some film festival or upload maybe YouTube channel. Then you will get some reaction. That also reaction, also like learning process too. Then next project you can make it better, and then maybe third one, fourth one, like that way you can like keep going. Then someday you can make a bigger project. Like me, I mean, even though my first project very small, even like a Guinness World Record, right? But second project bigger, and third bigger. Then later on, I did like a big corporation company project. So that's needs some like process.
It's a
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
So the main I would say the main advice is trust the process, right?
Yeah. Also, like you gotta do something. Like don't talk, don't speak, and don't wait. Just make right now. Just do it. Yes.
That is wonderful. One last thing, if you can just invite the audience of
Right.
Film and Valleywood to tune into your series.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming.
Yeah. If you want to see my all the 18 episode, and plus like I'm gonna upload this one. This is gonna be 19 episode. Pray on the board, and go to YouTube channel and type prayer international, like global international series. Then there's a playlist coming up. Then you can watch and enjoy. Thank you.
We do thank you, Mr. Young, for coming out to Film and Valleywood. And to those of you guys that are listening and watching, we invite you guys to come on next time where we will have more interviews. Thank you, guys.